I think the single most important question is the program a good fit for you? Not just is the program great, but are you going to be happy there? Are you going to be passionate about the research you're proposing to do? And are you going to enjoy the people, the professor, your supervisor at that university? Because I can tell you from experience, it's very hard to succeed in a program where you're not appreciated and you're overlooked. I've seen it happen a lot, experienced it a little bit myself, and it's important to find a supervisor who's a good match with you and a research question that is a good match and that you're passionate about, because that passion is what's really going to push you through to the end. So single most important question is the program, the research question, and your professor, your supervisor, are they a good fit for you?
I would ask about your prospective advisors' um, advising style, whether they're very hands on or very hands off, and make sure that that aligns with what you want in an advisor.
For the academics, you should be asking if this program can help you become the scholar you want to be. And I think because of the nature of the process, where you have to have similar interests with the professor that's advising you, or similar experiences, or wanting to go into a similar field, I feel like a lot of graduate students can get boxed in from what they really wanted to do to what they end up doing, uh, just based off of circumstances once you get in and working on a project. And if you're going to be able to sort of spread your wings a little bit as a scholar and be interested in what you want to be interested in, work on the projects you want to be interested in, while being advised by a capable advisor, of course, but uh, that if the program can help you develop into that scholar that you want to be, then it's probably a really good fit. The second question is a personal question, and it's one that I learned by experience, and that is, will you be able to live the next 5+ years in the city you're moving to outside of the whole graduate school world? And I did get into a master's program on my first try. I knew nothing about the process. I knew nothing about the process when I got out as well. I got in by dumb luck. I was what they needed for that cohort. And it was a great experience academically. I got exactly what I wanted out of the program. I helped confirm some things I wanted for my PhD potentially. I got some great experience, but I didn't acclimate well to the area, to the town, and it made graduate school that much more stressful. I didn't have a circle of people outside of academia that I could talk to. I didn't have extracurriculars outside of academia. And I realized for my PhD that was something I needed. So again, I scratched some schools off my potential list, including where I got my master's, because it's a very long commitment for a PhD. And so make sure that the city or the town has outlets for you. It'll do wonders for your mental health when you're in graduate school if you have something outside of your work that you can do. Uh, Also, look at things like cost of living. That was something I probably could have done a little bit better before coming to Reno. But find out what the cost of living is. Find out how that matches assistantships. And uh, if you get a good response, like you feel like you could live there for a number of years, and you feel like the school can turn you into the scholar that you want to be, it's probably a good fit if it can give you those experiences.
I think there are a lot of questions that a potential grad student should ask a program when they're considering going there. I think it depends greatly on the person, but there are a few key things that I think everyone should really keep in mind. You want to feel like you are accepted and welcome, and you want to feel comfortable in the place. So talk to people who are not just the ones that will be accepting you, reach out to other grad students, reach out to grad students who are in the program you are looking at. They will tell you the truth. So I would say definitely talk to them a lot. And yes, you do want to ask questions from the people who will actually look at your application and decide whether or not to accept you. And a really good question to ask is, what kind of resources do you have on this campus to help me mentally as a grad student? I think mental health is very important, and that was one of the big things I looked at when applying. I wanted to make sure I went somewhere that understood that and that I had support.
Without a doubt, the most important question you should be asking of a specific graduate program is, what is the environment like there? How do the graduate students work with each other? How do the faculty you're interested in work with the students and with each other? A toxic department creates a toxic experience. It doesn't matter how good the researchers in that department are in the particular field of focus you're interested in. It doesn't matter how much funding you can get from them. It doesn't matter what city it's located in. If you do not have a positive work environment, you are going to have a miserable time, and there's no reason to put yourself through that. So do yourself a favor, talk to the graduate students in the department you're interested in applying to, and figure out what's going on in that environment. Figure out if it's a positive work environment, if it's a negative work environment, and just stay away if it's not good for you, if it's not a positive work environment. I ultimately chose my program in part because, from what I was hearing from the graduate students, the graduate community was super supportive, and I'm still so glad I made that choice, because since day one they've been nothing but supportive, and it's a great environment for me to be in, and I feel like I'm thriving, whereas I feel like I wouldn't be thriving if I was in a different environment, in a more toxic environment. So that honestly is the most important question I think people should be asking when they're applying to grad school.
I think for me, the most important question was asking current students about the social dynamics within the department. So first of all, ask whatever professor you're talking to if they can put you in contact with any current students, because I found that to be a really valuable perspective. And asking about things like, do the different subfields in the department get along, or at least respect each other's work and each other's research? Are the students supportive of one another, or are they overly competitive? Even things like, do the PhD students and the master's students get along and talk to each other, or is there's a kind of weird divide there? Because things like your research and funding are definitely important to consider, but no matter where you go, grad school is going to be stressful. And the one most important thing that got me through was having a supportive cohort that reached across all the subfields and included both master's and PhD students who I could, look up to and get advice from and see as role models, but also friends and supportive peers. And this helped, commiserate all the bad and stressful times, and also celebrate all the good times. And just having that supportive group of people, I think, made all the difference for me. So ask about that. Don't be afraid to. It's important.